Kong, I freaking love you. You guys, so much going. Life's been crazy. I know I haven't been around, but actually I have been around. Been all over the place. Well, never intended to go a full month without streaming. Also, Kong, he's been pumped about doing this big time stream. We're going to do a quick intro to big time coming up next, right after this. We're going to do them back to back. Didn't want to combine the two. We wanted to do a dedicated big time one. Okay, so Kong, how are you doing? Life's been crazy. My head's been spinning, been all over the place. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this up. What's going on?
You think we got a few things going on, Crypto Grady? It's a lot, and I'm trying to in real life balance some things, which is going good, by the way. So I've been able to kind of unplug a little bit, as I'm sure a lot of people have noticed, and it's really been good for me. So got the job thing going great, got the family thing going great. So hopefully it looks like we got a few things going on in the background. We can get back to pumping out some content for the people, baby.
Let's go, baby. So first, went to Cypherpunk. It was amazing. It was awesome. Really connected with the team. Look at all these things going on with DeFi Kingdoms, baby. Dreamer out there, Sunbear out there, Bolon out there. Spent a lot of time with them, connecting with them. We got boar hunts going. We got, last night I watched Brovia. He had 3 wolves. He had Swiss crypto guy, baby. He had Karakit on there. We got Mythic Squad in the house out there streaming. All these people, we had Tro talking about the boar hunts, baby. Okay. Super excited about that. We got Zellies telling me 180. The team's talking to him. He feels more of a part. The team's even talking about putting an aspect, of that in the castle. All this and that. Just awesome things going on. DeFi Kingdoms, super excited. Love what's going on there. Been talking with George. Okay. Talk with George for like hours over the weekend. It's been wild. So much going.
That's so cool.
On. So Cypherpunk was phenomenal. Really connected with Loudmouth. Life-changing for me. Connection, Loudmouth. You know what he never forces preaching Jesus on anyone. Okay. And he's just so interesting. And so I was like, we had such a deep, strong connection. Went to his house, stayed with him for a week in Dallas. Then came back. I actually got sick. Right after I did that stream with Brovia, got sick, was bedridden for over 2 days. And it was so rough. I just doped myself out on Tylenol PM, NyQuil, and even the allergy Benadryl. Okay, so it was like 48 hours slept. Oh, and then I went 2 days without hardly sleeping at all. Okay, right after that, go to KC, take my daughter, family time. Guess what was going on? So we had Ben, Armstrong, talking shit on my boys, Jet, the next crypto Jim, and Brian D. Evans, of all people, the salt of the earth is Brian D. Evans. Of all people, who's the opposite of a scam. According to Ben, crypto's #1 scammer. Okay, BS, right. 100% BS, extreme opposite. So George, as you guys have, as I've said 50 times on the show, here's what's gone on with George. I told him, multiple times, I used to make fun of him. How he would say, like, oh, why would I want to go on someone else's channel? Like, what's the point of that? Why, why would I want to go on someone's channel and like do all these other, like, I'm just going to stay here, do my thing. I used to make fun of him. Like, what do you mean? Why would you want to collaborate? You mean with other people in the crypto space to help grow your brand? And, it's like, hello, and make friends. Okay. And help, be a blessing. Okay. And here's what was amazing. If you guys watched the stream last night that George did, he's taking a walk. He's doing these walking streams now. Believe it or not, we do little pep talks a lot of times before that. Crazy. Okay. Because this was wild. I was all over Jet. I was all over George. I'm ready to go to war with Ben over this. It's like cross the line. Let me just tell you, it's like evil. Okay. It's like what he's doing. And it's like, I've tried to stick up for him. I tried to kind of get his back, because I know he's helped a lot of people. Ben has helped a lot of people. A lot of people have that testimony. Trying, how he tries to help him out. He's done a lot of good things. He's done good things in the space, but it's like, all right, this crossed the line. You have gone, we already knew you freaking lost your mind, and welcome to the club. You're talking to crypto's #1 shit show here. I'm not any better. All right. But all right, you crossed a line and it's on. And this is BS. And it's BS. It's as BS as it gets. Okay. And so he's talking shit about Brian D. Evans, of all people. Brian D. Evans. And George even came on the channel talking about Brian. Okay. He spent a lot of time he did it twice when he was on the show, okay, with Dreamer and everybody, and Jet, when they came on the show with Justin. Okay, he's talking about how bright he goes, and I saw an absolute. So he discussed this last night in his walking video. I'm going to take it a step further and say this has been like a transformation in this man's life of George. And guess what? He put the credit towards. He put the credit towards Brian D. Evans.
Yep.
To help, wanting to be a blessing, giving without expecting anything in return.
But
like,
you know what I noticed? That wasn't the first time I heard that, Grady. You know when the first time George said that was on your show, baby.
That's right. I know. Giving without expecting anything in return. And you know what? George even used the word not being transactional. This is something I've talked about for years. Okay. There's like a life-giving energy that you can have and a death-giving energy that you can have. And unfortunately, a lot of people think you get to the top by being a dog, by being hard-nosed, by running other people over, like a take energy. And little do they know that's actually how you crash and burn. Okay, that's why car dealers, they're always broke. Why? Because they always take advantage of people. No one trusts them. No one wants to work with them. They don't have a strong, solid reputation that goes before them. They don't have solid connections and contacts, which is so important. We're in the space. You want to have connections and contacts and good trust and do things the right way. You get to the top by following the golden rule, looking out for the best interests of others, even over your own best interests. That's how this works. And when you give, it opens up pathways in your mind. Okay. It brings life-giving energy. Okay. And that's how you build yourself up. That's how you create and build and make money and succeed. By giving. It's just a universal law. It's a universal principle. Now, that can also be toxic. It can be draining, okay, when it goes too far, especially if you're an empath. That's a problem with me. Sometimes it's over too much giving and it drains you and it can kill you if you're not careful. Okay, so there's a receiving, giving, life-giving energy versus a death energy that's always transactional. It's always take. What's in it for me? Always looking out for your own best interest. Me first. Me. Okay, that's not how you win. That's how, unfortunately, most people function. Guess how it's not how Brian D. Evans functions. And it had so much of an impact on George, he changed his whole approach to how he functions.
To this day.
Okay, when George first hit me up, okay, he first hit me up and I was like, a little skeptical, had my walls up, red flags, not sure what's George trying to get out of this. What's George trying to do? It didn't take long, over time, I just keep realizing George isn't trying to get anything out of this. He's just, he's trying to partner and, things like that. But he's just completely 100% looking out for my best interest, not trying to get anything out of it, not with any agenda. There's no, he wants to help build and create connections. I mean, if you want to call that an agenda, only to help me and do what's best for me, 100%. There's nothing else behind it. And that was because Brian D. Evans, and I've seen it firsthand. I've spent time with him. I've connected with him. He's the bomb. He's always
he said the same thing about the George, that Brian didn't want anything in return from George, right? Wasn't that what he said?
I mean, that's how he functions. And he even tweets about it all the time. He's a little bit of a life coach, motivational kind of guy. Okay.
I'll tell you what was really below the belt to me was, and I like everything that I've been seeing on X has kind of been below the belt in regards to what Ben's been doing. But when Brian reaches out to you, man, and tries to, reach out privately and say, dude, what's up with this, man? And then you take screenshots and post it, man. It's like, come on.
Oh, right. He was trying to make peace with Ben. Okay. And just be cool. And then Ben talks shit about him. It's unbelievable how all this is going on. Okay. Man, I love you guys. Love seeing KP in the house. Zellies in the house. Baby.
Trade.
Brovia in the house. Let's go. KG right here. We got, this is a, I almost said walking.
What's up, KG? Yeah,
Undead
man. That's our guy.
Baby.
I met him at Rare Evo, man. Great guy. What's up, brother?
Undead Blocks in the house. Skiller, baby. Okay. So many good things going on, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow.
And by the way,
way
for
behind
anybody,
in the chat. Trade room, baby. Putting out some fire content every single time. Love these guys. Ooh, Eric.
Trade's like making intros with his own voice and like mixing music into this intros. I'm like, holy cow, man! Talking about that dude's got some talent, man.
Baby, we got Sergeant Filthy McNasty. I know. Trade room, dude. I love. I know.
And plus,
I
he's
need to get
jacked,
with
man.
Trade
I
Room.
saw him at the gym the other day, and he took a picture of himself, dude, and his arm was like tree trunk. I was like, oh, I hope Grady
Really?
sees this. Yep.
Oh, dude. Okay, so we got Eric here. Get that biatch in the ring. Okay, so I was campaigning with George Hard. I was okay. So I've got this side of me that nobody knows, that nobody's seen, but I've been broken so many times throughout the years. You just learn. Be careful. I've got this pit bull that comes out, and it gets you. It bites, and it gets you at the jugular, and it doesn't let up, and it psychologically, mentally, physically, whatever it is. Okay, and so it can be a gift. Okay, like if Hitler was around, okay, for example, I would have, the pit bull would have come out, and it's like single focused. I'm gonna end him and
Could
take out
have
this whole army.
changed the course of history.
Yeah, like for real. That's the type. So only in rare cases can it be good. Most of the time, it's almost always bad when the pit bull comes out. And I've learned that the hard way over and over and over and over again. So, I'm such an empath, but see, that can go two ways. Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, literally 99.9% of the time, I'm just, I feel people's pain, love, and I feel where they're at or not feeling it. Okay. And just back away. Okay. But it also can translate into this justice. All I see is red, you're toast when it's evil, is when it's like a lion's cross. This is evil. This is why I almost joined the Israeli army. Okay. Back in 2013 out of nowhere. I mean, because that's a long story. Won't go there.
Whoa.
Okay. But anyway. Oh, baby. Okay. So, all right. We got all that going on too. Okay. We got war. Okay. But
yeah, we could do a whole show on that.
I was like, oh, baby, I'm going to poke the bear here. I was trying to get this going. Poke the bear, get with George. I could just, and kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen Scott with Wag Me Games, baby. He is just like teeing it up for bit and then just crushing on it.
So he's definitely outsmarting him for easy, hands down, just feeding right into his hands. I mean,
so kind of strategically start poking the bear, get him, and then just crush him. All right, so it was like all I could see was red. One night, couldn't even sleep. Okay, when that first went down, we put out that video against Brian D. Evans, which we're going to talk here in a minute. Okay, we're going to try and keep this fairly short. Okay, but it's already 13 minutes. Maybe try to go another 20 minutes if we can, or however long it needs to be. So we got a lot to talk about here. We're going to talk about the weight token, Hourglass, what's going on there with Jet. Okay. But okay. When Ben put that video out, man, I was just ready to go to war. And so we've been talking about karate combat. All right. And nobody wanted to fight. So George was trying to get this going. And I was one of the, he was asking me. We've gone back and forth so much about it. Nobody, he's trying to line up these fights. No one wanted to fight Crypto Crow. I'm like, yeah, well, let's go. I love that guy. I watched him for years. He's always whining and complaining. He's Crypto's #1 drama queen. Okay.
Take down the big tree trunk.
We could run, but I love the guy. I mean, you got to love him.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
He's always so much drama in that man's life. For years, I watched him, and he just puts his heart out there on a sleeve, and he comes up with this emotional sob story all the time. I love the guy. He's a Cardano guy. Anyways, I'm like, yeah. I mean, if you can't get anybody to do it, all right, we'll get this old fat man. Get him up out of the house. Let's go. Been working out. Been more focused, baby. Working out. We'll see. We'll see if we can get that GQ body back. We only got 5 months here to train. All right.
Plenty of time.
Then it's like, a little bit of a long shot, to be honest. There, I'm 6'1", he's 7 foot. He's an experienced MMA fighter. The only time I've ever done any boxing was when I was in the 7th grade for like 20 minutes with my Samoan buddies. Okay, anyways, and I was like, whoa, in a different world. So hey, I know how to turn on the red. All right. So there's a lot more to that story. But that's real life. Fighting for sport is a lot different when you're dealing with real life stuff. Okay. Anyways, but I know how to do it. I'll do it. And I've already like put myself in the mindset to do it because I know for me, it'll be, it's good for me. Getting out of that bed, working out, it was like, as soon as George mentioned that, I was taking my kid to a soccer game and I'm like, I can't miss CrossFit. I would not have gone to CrossFit that day. It's like, drop them off at the game. Of course, they still had like 45 minutes before the game started. I had time anyways. So boom, go to CrossFit, made it back to the game. Wouldn't have normally done that. Like worked it, doing all this. Also had to take another kid to another, it's just, but it's like, it gets me more focused and committed. Right.
I
So
think that's key, man. That focus word for you is so important.
Yes. For my personal life, that's like my keystone habit, working out, because then I sleep better too. Generally, not always, as we know. Okay. So that's kind of why I'm like, all right, I received this. It's good. And so it's been a lot. Like I've been able to snap myself right into that mindset and prep. But it looks like, I had a good buddy. He's a good dude, good buddy. But I guess, we found out, I know who it is. And George found out that somebody was convincing people not to fight me. Okay. Because then, they found maybe a better, more experienced, bigger, stronger, not dad bod, fat and out of shape guy to fight Crow. But he's like, oh, dude, he's like, we got J Chains, we got Keeper, we got, there's other options out there. The Vulcan Forge guy. Ooh. Oh, wait, did I just drop that and I wasn't supposed to? I don't know. Okay. Whoops. Maybe that guy. We'll see. All kinds of other people. I don't know who else. He's wanting to strategically launch these things. And so
did you see this from Sarge? Look at the comments on the screen.
Got it. Let's give some love to Ellie. I always thought it was pronounced Ellie Fuchs. Okay, but she did correct the proper pronunciation of this is Ellie Fuchs. So that is how to pronounce Ellie's last name right there. All right. Okay. So J Chains, J Chains put out that hilarious video challenging me to fight him.
That was great, man. I love that little short.
But then my buddy, not a super close buddy, but a good dude. Okay. He's telling everybody, I don't know about why are you fighting Crypto Grady? Like convincing people out of that. We know I'm a complete mental head case. We know that. Okay. I'm just being, I think, I even think the guy telling him that is maybe just as much, if not more of a head case than even I am. Okay. Who knows? So we're all mental head cases. Anyway,
if anybody that's watched any Crypto Grady shows, they should know one thing, that he's the biggest shit show in all of crypto.
I love it, man. Okay. So we're maybe lining up with these different people, but they backed out and they're trying to find other fighters. But I'm definitely either on call or George is trying to line that up. But it's cool either way with me. It's more for me about getting myself in that regiment. It's already been such a big help. Okay. Yeah. Also, what was going on over the weekend, baby? Talking to Kong for hours, talking to Diamond Hands for hours, talking to George for hours. Okay. Talking to Diamond Hands, just vision galore. Still trying to work all kinds of awesome things for George's Cryptos RS Plus channel. I've got a lot of good ideas to do street interviews, baby, for Cryptos RS Plus. And George, Jeb, baby, Crypto Jeb's going to be doing some of that. But there's so many different angles and things we could do. We could do male and female psychology and crypto. There's so many things we could do with street interviews. Okay. And so got a lot of ideas, got a lot of game plans. Another thing that George is really excited about is doing a CRU Cryptos RS Plus show weekly on the T for Karate Combat. We're going to talk about all the drama, talk about all the shit talking going on out there. BitBoy and this guy's talking shit about this guy, and then also be talking about who we think's going to win the fights and the wagers and this, that, and the other. Okay, because Karate Combat is an interesting, platform. Right now, the way it works is you bet on the fights. You bet with the karate token. It won't always be this way, but right now, as they're building, this is how they're circulating their token. Is if you bet on their platform, okay, and if you lose, you get your money back, and if you win, you get your money back plus the airdrop of the token.
Right.
That's how they're putting their token out in circulation. And so, obviously, we haven't been very bullish on the karate token, because it's very inflationary at the moment, except it's actually been going up and up and up. Okay. Because now we got Joe Rogan talking about it. There's so much going that George has in mind for this. For influencers, he's calling it the IFC, Influencers Fight Club or Fight Challenge or Fight Championship. Okay.
That sounds cool.
I know, right? Look at the shirt. You got your UFC V-Chain shirt. Reppin', baby. Let's go.
That's right. Got to stay with the theme. Let's go.
I'll tell you what. I've missed you guys. I have missed you guys. It was never my intention. Like, it's so weird that the stream stopped the way they did. Part of it, my head spinning. There's all these things. There's so much. I'm swimming in so much opportunity and awesome things. But then at the same time, hard negative things happening, and it's like, there's so much going. That's what we were talking this weekend with Diamond Hands, who's such a good dude. I'm trying, we're going to be working with Diamond Hands, I think. I mean, we're even talking about the future of him kind of partnering up with us. Who knows? Okay. He can video edit. He just brings so much to the table, and he's such a good dude, just building that trust, that relationship. Kong and I have been kind of waiting for the right time to really, go full blown, all full time, on the channel and build the channel, focus on that. For now, we're just, hanging in there, trying to get by until we develop.
I think that's what everybody's doing, man. Right? Just like all these guys. Yeah. Like if you're watching this right now and you're even in this space, we're just trying to hang on for dear life, and just, stay relevant and just keep on keeping on.
That's right. I know. So trying to hang in there, get by, and develop a clear game plan with a stable, solidified approach that we know we can execute. But with all these things always going, like George is like this opportunity, that opportunity. And of course, I'm always in Jet too. And I'm always like, yeah, let's go. I'm a yes man. I'm always like, oh man, thank you. Yeah. And I'm just in the meantime trying to build my brand, right? And build. And if this is what I'm going to do, build the channel, keep going, have fun doing it. It's like what I think I'm here and called to do for now at this time. Build this thing. Let's go and add value, and build the channel. A year ago,
and so many people. I mean, you've had so many people, probably hundreds of people, reaching out to you just over it's only been a couple of weeks really since you've been doing consistent content, but it seems like forever, and it shows how much people love you, man. It's how many people you got reaching out behind the scenes.
Oh man, it's been phenomenal. All the people loving on me, reaching out. Yeah, I love you guys. You said a couple weeks. Did you mean to say it's only been about a little over a year since we started? Right. I had no social media presence. I didn't even had nothing.
Well, I was just talking about really since it only feels like a couple of weeks since the first Next Crypto Gym stream. I guess it's been longer than that, but maybe a month or more.
I get you. Man, Noonie, love you. Action, baby. Spend time with this guy. Look, this guy's
what's going on, Action?
Dude, Action was at Cypherpunk. He's such a good dude. He's an absolute gem. He's got a gift. Okay. So, man, I love you, KG. We're doing some fantasy football. I'm in an Undead Blocks fantasy football league too. With
nice.
Yeah, baby. And I'm getting my ass beat in that one. All right, but I'm making a little comeback. Kind of coming back.
Hey, season's not even halfway over yet, man.
So, all right. We got to get Action for sure in the house.
For sure, man.
Soon.
I'll reach out to him.
I want to get this guy. Sir Jewel Staker. Baby. Okay.
So many
Ellie's
great people in
I know
the chat,
Ellie
man.
became a mod. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, talking about BitBoy, I was geared and ready to go to like that George, was like, and Jet too. So Jet finally, connected with him quite a bit over the weekend. A lot to catch up on there. So, but George, was kind of saying their approach at first was just to let it go because it was like his least viewed video he did a long time. Talking about Brian, talking about Jet. Yeah. Okay. Now, had been done a video talking shit on George, or somebody like that would get a gazillion views. But because they're not as well known on like the influencer side of things, he just thinks a lot of people don't know who they are. Just
it wasn't getting a lot of traction.
Yeah, he had a different like approach, but then Ben, sorry, by nature of habit, as George said last night, nature of habit. I always call him BitBoy. Got to get out of that habit. Ben, kept just pounding tons of tweets, talking about it all day yesterday. And I was talking with George and Jet about it. I just like was ready. There's a lot I could, it's like unleash the pit bull. They had me on a leash and I was like,
yeah, George was talking you off the cliff.
Oh man, he was. Okay. But George was like, you know what? I'll speak to it.
Yeah. And the way he's got like a gracefulness about him, man.
Yeah.
The more I watch his stuff, the more I love the guy. And I don't think that's just because of you guys' relationship. I think it's because he delivers great stuff, man. It's just, he's good at what he does.
Yeah. Right. And it was so good. It was almost like a little pep talk with that. I love it. Sometimes, I'll just connect George, just have a little pep talk.
That's so cool, man. That's just like I would have never thought.
Yeah. Before he does these walking streams, it's just been so phenomenal how George, what's so wild is he took such a 180 after getting tight with Brian D. Evans and Jet and those guys. But Brian had such an effect on him. He is constantly doing so much behind the scenes, helping projects. He's talking with Dreamer. Lots of good things going on with DeFi Kingdoms with Dreamer. You know what George also told me yesterday or 2 days ago? George said, for the first time, you know what, Grady? For the first time, I'm actually bullish on the game of DeFi Kingdoms.
Like, who are you again?
Like, yes, finally. You know how many times like George, like we would argue, he's like, it's not a game. Grady.
Oh yeah, back in the beginning when you first started telling him about it, and yeah, it was like that's how far we've come, like a total 180.
And I remember I was like, really, Dreamer? I mean, George, is that what you got out of Dreamer? Like, didn't you just spend time with Dreamer? Like shooting this TV show? How is your takeaway that there's bad tokenomics and that it's not a game? Like, and I've like been trying to pin him down like a butterfly in a killing board with all this. And so now, man, he is really bullish. He has turned bullish on DeFi Kingdoms, on the game of DeFi Kingdoms.
That's so good.
And up to this point, that's the first time he's ever actually specifically, like up to this point, a lot of his bullishness was what Frisky created with the Bazaar and the Mythic swap and the idea of it. Okay. And how it's just like, there's nothing else like it in crypto. I mean, they're blazing trails that no one's ever seen in crypto. We've already seen it with NFTs, combining, bridging, stuff that they have done that Frisky's developed has never been done in crypto. Okay. They're blazing trails, baby. Well, and so to actually get George to have that shift in mind where he's actually bullish, not just that he likes Dreamer, not just that he likes the team, not just, that he's wishes the best for them, and not just Mythic swap, He's actually bullish on the game of DeFi Kingdoms. Okay. And so that's been awesome. So, all right. And so George is doing all these different things to try and help all these different projects. I mean, dozens of projects. George, and a lot of them are pretty shaky, and George will be real with him too. But it's like, whoa, I mean, George, you're actually trying to help this one? Huh. Interesting. Okay. So
that's great.
And then he'll introduce a couple times. He's introduced me to a few of these, including like Rose CFI. They're a gym, I believe.
Oh
They
man,
got
that's such a hidden gem
oh,
to this day, man. I
oh
mean, I wish I
man.
had some more dry powder on the side. I tell you.
I know. And so, man, we got to get Chris on here and do a video there, update on Rose CFI, because again, things that aren't happening anywhere in crypto, he's doing it.
Yep.
And we connected with him. George put us in contact with Chris and Kong. So it was me, Kong, and Chris. We did multiple meetings, baby. And it was just like, ooh, salt of the earth type guy, phenomenal core values.
They've just gotten better over the last 6 months. I mean, things just keep on getting better with them,
they do. And George is also putting me in contact with some of these founders of projects that, you know, are a little shaky, I would say, you know, to be nice. And I'm like, interesting, George. He's even just trying to help them, knowing, you know, what they are, but he's just always just trying to be such a help. And he's not, it's like he's wanting to like semi-retire here over the next few years, I think. Okay. And just go out and in this philanthropic mode of being a blessing. It's just so awesome. Okay. So, and that's his vision with CRU Plus. He's not getting anything out of CRU Plus at all. All the revenue that ever comes from that is all going to the creators. Okay. That's just another example. And yes, it obviously is still going to help him and his brand. Okay. But it's not really.
Yeah, that's not the main purpose.
It's not money driven. Yeah.
Action says it right here.
Mm-hmm. I love the people in the space that love helping without asking for anything in return. There aren't many of us, but I love us, you included. That's why Action Crypto is my people. He's so a little bit quirky. He's got his own, like, it's like such a strong presence. Exactly who you are. Action Crypto is perfect. Like, you are made to do what you do. If there's nobody else like you at all. So I love the way he goes about things. Phenomenal. Yeah. Opportunity overload. So that's what happens. And then I start overcommitting and my head starts spinning, and then I start following through on commitments, which is a big deal. You know, it's like
spreading yourself too thin because you want to help everybody.
Yep. Or find the good ones and help them, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. And good projects have a way of being around you, I think, because it's that energy, man. You know, I'm a strong believer in that. That's what, you attract that positive energy, and that's why.
Yeah, man. And Action is one of a kind. Action, I caught a little vision for you. We'll have to catch up on that. Because he is in this super unique lane I see him in. He's so gifted in what he does. Okay. And he's just developing. Yeah. We're all made for a purpose, baby. Just need to channel it. Yes. I'm in a meeting with a company that wants to call me either the chief marketing. Okay. Wants to call me. Whoa. It's chief marketing officer, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Visions.
Anything with the C is good at the beginning.
I know I'm a visionary guy. So I was down there with Loudmouth catching visions. Believe it or not, catching vision. I didn't sleep for 3 days and 3 nights in a row. Never done that. Okay. But at Cypherpunk, that's happened.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I literally, the first night of that, couldn't sleep because I was like seeing visions of doing business with Loudmouth, working with Loudmouth, doing ministry with Loudmouth. And I'm Mr. Skeptic here. Okay.
That's right.
That one was interesting, but my mind is just opens back up like, oh, all right. He was like washing me when I was with him, and just beautiful things going on all over the place. Okay. So going to Vegas with Loudmouth this week. Okay. On Saturday to this other big, whatever, 2020 money conference, 20/20 money. It's big. Guess what else is going on? Loudmouth is doing a TED Talks. Then he's going to
This Romania. Is the crazy part.
Okay. Here's where there's a lot more. There's so much. He's going to Romania to debate Andrew Tate. Wants me to go with him. Okay.
Tate.
Okay. And so, and I'm like broke as a joke here, right? So it's like we're starting to figure out, all right, do I need to start selling my crypto
To go to Romania,
like
baby.
to be able to pay my bills? Okay. All right. So we're running out of money. You know, we still had some money in the coffers, a little bit, not a whole lot, but to get by. I don't generally spend any money, and I'm super frugal. Generally speaking, try to be super frugal going to these conferences, but then you end up with all these so much going. I don't try to be frugal on other people's expenses, though. So in that case, I'm not going to be frugal. But okay, and so got to figure that out. But apparently, I think my understanding is we'll be staying in Andrew Tate's house. So just think of all the potential opportunities and things that'll be going on if we do that. That's like at the end of this month, though.
Dude.
So he got a sponsorship from Karate Combat to do that. Maybe turn Andrew Tate on to Karate Combat. Okay.
Wow.
So his head's spinning. His life is crazy. That's a can of worms I don't even want to open up because it would take so long. His life is crazy. Okay. So Andrew Tate, I don't know. What do you guys think? Can we try and make that happen? What do you think? I know Diamond Hands really wants to as well.
I think if anybody says no to wanting to make that happen, they are crazy and need to go to bed, because that's and I had to make sure I didn't have anything in my ears when you told me that for the first time. I was like, oh, serious?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know,
Crazy, man.
What's funny, Starbuck, is that there's been so many times, including this weekend, that I said Mythic Squad because I was talking about the community, different things. And he thinks I'm saying Mythic Swap. That's all he hears is Mythic Swap. Like what? Like a couple times you get confused.
That's going to be an ongoing thing. I hate to
And then
break it to
Starbuck,
people.
all he hears when we're talking Mythic Swap, all he hears is Mythic Squad. Okay, Eric, here's George is actually not. So we decided, not. He's trying to get me to focus on me, my channel, and all these other things. Still bullish on DeFi Kingdoms, but to step away from that, where I become an advisor or anything like that, or come on the team. I think we've put that to bed. Probably just not the right fit, but it doesn't mean anything negative, towards DeFi Kingdoms or anything. It's just, not going in that direction. But George, is committed to being an advisor for DeFi Kingdoms on many fronts. He's been spending a lot of time with Dreamer, even spent like an hour and a half with Bolon in a meeting. Okay. And they got big things in the pipeline coming, big things. So that has been really excited. And it's not just about the Mythic Swap. He's actually authentically, genuinely bullish on the game of DeFi Kingdoms. Okay. So that's been exciting. And several other projects. Freak, baby. Okay. All right. Bob Nothing. Yeah. Don't fight, Tate. Need you back in one piece. Actually, that's one guy I wouldn't mind fighting. Okay. Even though I like him. Okay. I want to thumb wrestle, baby. Let's go. Made it for the end. Okay. All right. We're 38 minutes in, Kong.
I'm gonna have to jump in backstage for a minute. Unless you're gonna wrap soon.
Okay, no, go ahead. And if
Okay,
I wrap,
all right, I'm
I'll
gonna
wrap
mute
this.
myself and take myself down, and then I'll probably be gone till the end of this one, and then we'll pick back up for the big time.
Yes, we're about to do another stream right back to back here. Love you,
Hey,
Kong.
I love you guys, man.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up here. Couple more things I want to mention. Okay, so big time stream coming up right away. Kong's gonna rule the roost on that one. He's gonna be showing us just ABCs, how to get into big time, a little bit about the game. Won't be a long stream at all. Okay. Also, I wanted to come back to Jet, the next crypto gym with Jeff Mahoney. A lot of people have been asking. You look at the weight token. We know BitBoy really crashed it. Okay, I mean Ben really crashed it. That was, it's like dang. Okay, here's what's going on. So I completely 100% unequivocally verified that Jeff Mahoney, the billionaire, and Jet are very much still close, in good standing with one another. they're good. Their desks are right side by side. Their offices are right next to each other. Okay. That I sat in with him, the Neft office. Everything's good with them. The where it got heated. Okay. Jet is so OCD. Jet is not easy, probably, to work with, like on a very close basis, because Jet's going 100 miles an hour, super OCD. He dots his I's, he crosses his T's, he's Johnny on it. Okay. And he doesn't have time to worry about your feelings. He's just going to tell you and shoot you straight. And sometimes it comes off pretty sharp, pretty hard. A lot of people, probably have a hard time working with him. Even all the more, he gave me a vision, like he needs a personal assistant so bad to even help manage his relationships potentially, because he's just going. And he's good in his communication with his relationships, actually really good. But man, with so many things going, he's such a straight shooter, like so hardcore. It probably affects some of his relationships. Okay. And also, on top of that, he was, his so Jet was the co-producer essentially of the Next Crypto Gym with this other guy, with Bitspoke TV. And Jeff Mahoney owns Bitspoke TV. And like Jet has a very carefully laid out plan that he wants executed with perfection every time. It's like boom. And so this other guy is kind of like a willy-nilly business guy, producer type guy, and not a dot your I's or cross your T's. And just Jet was trying to work with him. And it just like got to the point where Jet was like, you're out. Like tried to get him fired, even maybe. And Jet was expecting Jeff to get his back. And I don't know, but he was like, I cannot work with this guy. And so, and then it just got brutal because brutal, and I'm speaking from Jet's frame of mind. So he had clear expectations of how he wanted the videos to be edited, to the episodes of the Next Crypto Gym to be edited, clear expectations of how it was going to be launched, the distribution platforms, DirecTV, and the timing and the dates and everything. The T's, the I's should have been dotted, the T's should have been crossed, and he just like cannot function when stuff's willy-nilly and not being executed properly. Okay. And he's very OCD also just about the details of the editing of the episodes that you even heard, like Brovia, getting real about the episodes are kind of like all over the place and hard to follow and not clear and things like that. Believe me, Jet had other things in mind. Okay. And when Jet tried to like put his foot down and take charge and grab that bull by the horns, I guess Jeff didn't really get his back. He kind of got, he wanted to keep this guy on board. And then that caused just a blow up. And it's right at the same time, Jet's dad's having a stroke. And so, I've been worried about him, but he's back on track. Okay. And his relationship with Jeff Mahoney is awesome. Everything's good. I have not sold weight. Neither has George. He still has all his weight. But I was asking George, like, man, what should we do with our weight token? What's going on? He's got clear vision for season 2 of the Next Crypto Gym. He might have to change some things, like even with the branding. Okay. Because I don't think he can do it with Bitspoke TV. So that relationship was like severed. Okay. Is how that went down. But the distribution channels, my understanding is that distribution channels are all still happening for the show. Okay. But there was delays and problems there. That was a headache. So, all right. Kong, if you want back in, I can get you. So I wanted to make that clarification that Jet has a lot going with Hourglass, with the Next Crypto Gym. And I think he's pretty freaking determined. Like, like the bear he's even all the more determined to continue the incubation program, to continue the TV show, even if it's not called season 2 of the next Crypto Gym, but keep that same thing going, even if it's, and I think Jeff will still be a part of it, but just not Bitspoke TV. And that's kind of like was the main, and it got Jet, threw him in a tailspin. That's why I was worried about him. He's like me, he's manic. He's like, and he kind of went a little bit dark, like we wasn't hearing from him much. And so, but he's like back geared up. He's hasn't gone anywhere, actually. I think he just needed a minute, needed a little few weeks there to get his head right, get, refocus, recalibrate, and he's back going strong. He's got a lot going. So I've had a ton of people, dumping the weight token, getting out or asking, what's going on. It keeps dumping all the time, every day. So that's what's going on there. I even asked George, like, I mean, what do you think? And George is like, no, I'm ride or die with it. And so he's still holding all his weight. All right. Enough said. So much going, guys. So exciting. I'm sorry I've been gone. It wasn't my intention. I've just been all over the place. So I gotta, I'm really sitting down with Diamond Hands, with Kong, with Loudmouth, okay, and George and Josh, George's right hand man, about first of all, CRU plus, doing the shit talk of karate combat, do a weekly update on all the shit talk and all the drama, 10-minute little videos, right? That's what he wants for the CRU plus. Also talking about doing street interviews of all kinds, that is fun and entertaining. A big part of CRU plus also is his vision with that. A part of it is something that's palatable for non-crypto people to watch and maybe get drawn in, okay, to crypto. So there's so many different things we could do. We've got so much vision for that with Loudmouth as well. Loudmouth is also, it's looking like, so we got Joe Rogan talking about karate combat now. He's how the MMA, the UFC, like really took off. Was a big part of it was Joe Rogan. So now he's talking about karate combat, and karate combat is just like the UFC, except there's no ground game. It's like kickboxing, more like. And a lot of people, they don't like the ground game. That's a lot of the complaints a lot of times with the UFC. Some people love it, the wrestling. I just prefer to see people like fighting, like boxing, but this is kick. I think it's elbows and knees. Need to verify that. Meant to ask somebody on that. So anyways, okay. So, Loudmouth is so sweet and always wants me to be part of everything he's doing. So karate combat was wanting to get him on to be like an announcer and like part of like a little bit the face of it, and he said, I'll do it if you want, if Crypto Grady's by my side. He's just like so sweet. So anyways, someone, and then I find out, next thing I know, George is working with him. I didn't even know that at the time. That was before I even knew George was working with karate combat. So, man, so much vision, so many things going. And what Kong and I are focusing on and trying to, maybe Diamond Hands too, is focusing on the short term, step by step, stable process of what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. We're still trying, because the vision, we have so much vision. Could talk about the vision for what we're going to do to help the crypto space, for the channel, and do it the right way and build this thing. But then actually executing on some of these different things is what we're sort of in the process of doing. Getting, where it's stable and long-term and focused and clear and consistent, stable, consistency, stable. That's why I have Kong in my life, baby. That's why Kong's my own personal Jesus Christ. All right. Is because that's what he helps bring, is that stability, the consistency. Okay. Man. Yeah. Loud as a gym. Yeah, BitSpoke messed it up hard. I know. Uneven distribution across platforms, not showing most all the contestants and instead taking time for little. Yeah, I know. Right. So it's a little bit unclear at times. Hey, baby, here's my man. This is Scott. Okay. Scott, my man, baby. He did the Cypherpunk and Cypherpunk. I have to say, he's helping Flux. So Scott, this man right here on the screen. Okay. George, I saw it. George would talk to me. George asked me, what do you think about Scott? Keeps asking. I love it. All right. All the time. And then we go down there to Cypherpunk. Okay, Mike, you need help. What do you need help on, my man? So then we go down to Cypherpunk, and Scott was working like a dog. You could tell he was like one of the main guys behind that, putting all that together. The venue is phenomenal. Most of the time you go to these conferences, it's in this huge, wide open monster arena, and they have all these stages and everything's combined. You can't even hear the people talking. It's a disaster. It's like, what are you guys doing? Not this one, baby. Scott has an eye for quality. Man, this guy. And George and I both noticed it's like, this dude is a gem for real. So George like has his ways of like really diving deep and getting to know people. Like, how much can I trust this guy? How transactional is this guy versus a heart of gold? Okay. He's always looking for that. He's got his little ways of, feeling that out. Every single time, with Scott, it's like heart of gold. This guy, heart of gold. This guy, yeah, he's taken some blows in his life. He's taken some hits, and he just keeps proving himself. And last time I checked, George tells me, hey, man, I just think I'm going to kind of keep trying to bring on Scott for more and more things, more and more responsibilities. Next thing I know, I see Scott. He's out there. Let's look at his Twitter. Let's look at his Twitter real quick. Let's share this screen, present. Let's go. Okay. All right. Scott, baby. D-A-B-A-T. What is that? I need to ask him about that. Okay. His name. All right. Look what it says. Director, baby. So then George tells me, yeah, man, I'm bringing on Scott for even more stuff, because Scott and I were like helping DYOR, this agency that George is trying to get going, and it's about to take wings. All right. And I need to get my shit together. Sorry, Scott. I've been a shit show. I need to get my shit together for DYOR. Look at this. Director at Crypto's Us, baby. Let's go. And DYOR agency. Let's go, baby. I think George found the right guy. He's also helping Flux and all these other things. Just nuts all over the place. Look at this guy. Oh, yeah. Love this. Okay. So shout out to Scott, baby. Oh, snap. Yeah. Wait, Josh is in the house? Oh, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, baby. My Twitter is so bad. I love it, man. I love you. Yeah, hey, everybody get in here. Follow this man. Copy. Paste. Let's go. Scott has only proven himself to be the bomb. So Josh, dude, how are you doing? Let's go. Okay. This, it's not unlike me or anything to go, like 30 minutes past time that Kong and I had planned. All right, Kong, who's right here back in the house. All right. I love you, Kong. You're muted. Okay. I'm going to end this now. There's so much more we could even talk about with Jet, Hourglass, next crypto gym. It is coming. Jet's still going strong. He's back in his head's right. I think, we got Brian D. Evans, salt of the earth. Don't let Ben tell you otherwise. All right. And George, I loved it. He finally set the record straight. Let's go. Let's go. Karate Combat, baby. I love you guys. Starbuck, Sticks Intern, my man. Yeah, follow that man right there, baby. Love you guys. Kong and Crypto Grady out. 5 to 10 minutes. Right now, we're going live again. We're going to do big time.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Peace out, baby.